Hello guys and welcome to my second Stronghold video. Since the last one there have been two interesting new developments. The first one is the Stronghold teaser video we've gotten during the WTS qualifier streams. The second one is a PCGamer article that has been released 2 days ago, in which we get a lot of new information, as well as confirmation on assumptions that most of us already had about the new game mode. So the teaser from the WTS qualifier might have been a bit short for many people, but in combination with the new article and the statements from John Corpening and Hugh Norfolk, we now have a pretty good idea about what exactly Stronghold is going to be. The first bit of information we get out of the PCGamer article is the name of the Stronghold map that is going to come with the release of Heart of Thorns. It's going to be Champion's Dusk. We already know that the ultimate objective of Stronghold is going to be to kill the enemy lord. This lord will be defended by guards. I know, not the most vital information, but still, it's nice to have confirmed that the lord isn't going to be all by himself once you break through the gate. I think at this point we can pretty much take it for granted that the data mined map, or at least some iteration of it, will be the Champion's Dusk map. This assumption is now supported by the statement that there will be 2 lanes on a Stronghold map. You have one aggressive lane, where you will be sending your troops to attack, and one defensive lane, where the enemy team will try the same and you will try and stop them. Concerning the troops, we know now that there are going to be 2 different types. Archers that do a lot of damage to enemy guards, but only very little damage to enemy gates. Screenshots show us that these archers will either be all Tengu, or at least some of them will be. Aside from just guards protecting the lord, there will also be guards protecting the gates, meaning the archers will even have a purpose in the early phases of the game. The second type of troops will be the door breakers, which are scrits with bombs. I'm assuming they'll place the bombs and then run away. Otherwise, we might find us in a rather unfortunate suicide bomber situation, which some might feel a tiny bit sad about. These door breakers, as the name already says, are used to bring down the enemy gates quickly. They, however, do not just only do a little damage to guards. They completely refuse to attack any enemies, and guards will even kill them with 1 hit. So you'll really need to protect the little buggers. So these troops will be hired with supply. And how do you get that supply? Well, we can't be certain yet, but judging from the footage of the teaser, we can see players having either 1 or 2 of these barrels next to their character, and from the mentioning of a supply camp as well as the sentence, evasive builds lend themselves to ferrying supply. We at least know that bringing supply from a camp to some sort of location, probably your base, will either be the only or at least one of the options to gain supply. Maybe you can also kill players who currently have supply and basically loot them, but that is all just speculation. With all this information, we can definitely say that coordinating what kind of troops you want to spawn and at which specific time will be one of the biggest strategic factors of the game mode. Another thing we know now is that there will be at least 2 more side mechanics to this map. Trebuchets and heroes. Trebuchets will, by the looks of it, work in a similar fashion to how they have been working in the conquest map Battle of Kylo. The article said that trebuchets will be vulnerable to enemy attacks, but instead of repairing them with a repair kit, you will be able to get them back up instantly by spending supply. We don't yet know if trebuchets will be able to damage gates or troops, but we can definitely say that they will have the same knockdown effect on players that they have in the Battle of Kylo. Cause if we have a careful look at the video, you can see a player being knocked back by it, and I just assume it will also deal the damage to the player. We can be sure that this is a player because you can see next to his character that he is currently carrying supply. We will have to see how exactly these trebuchets will play out in the game mode, but there has been already a slightly negative response to them on the forums, saying that they are just a boring and frustrating mechanic to use. The other side objectives are the heroes. These heroes will spawn at key points throughout the battle, and players will be alerted to their arrival. The team that recruits them will gain big offensive boosts through buffs, and if the hero reaches the Lord Room, they will execute a powerful attack that damages all nearby opponents. The recruiting of these heroes will work via a 10-second channel from a player, so if the enemy team contests the hero, you might want to clear up the teamfight before someone attempts to recruit, because I think we can be pretty sure that channeling will be interrupted if you get attacked. It was also said that as the map progresses, you start getting multiple heroes on the map. So I would assume that the buff you get from the heroes will be able to stack and potentially work in a similar fashion to how the dragon works in League of Legends at the moment. It's still not known what these buffs will be exactly, but I could imagine it being something like simply more damage to enemy players, more damage to gates or stronger troops. Something that will naturally bring the game to an end after a team acquires a certain number of buffs. The author of the article also answered a couple of questions in the comments, one of which concerning the team size. He had a very short and straightforward answer saying it's 5v5, with other team sizes being available in custom arenas. I kind of thought that he might have jumped to a hasty conclusion there, because Colin Johansson told me just 3 weeks ago that they were testing 5v5 at the moment, but will also give other team sizes a fair shot, to see if it fits better into the game mode. Well, my suspicions seem to have been confirmed, because that comment has now been deleted. So even though I think 5v5 is still the most likely team size, all of you 8v8 and 10v10 advocates out there still have a chance. If you want any more information on these Stronghold developments in the future, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. That's all for today. My name has been PCGamer, and I'll see you next time.